new baby
We're
that's
on
coming.
the march. The empire's on the run.
Obamacare.
Alex Jones and
There's
the
a bunch of
GCN
news.
Radio
Bunch
Network.
of news coming up. The latest on ISIS.
Another major health threat, this one in Toledo, Ohio, where everybody in the entire city has been told not to drink the water.
Ohio's governor declaring a state of emergency.
Did you know that the average person uses about 80 to 100 gallons of water at home every single day? If there's a water emergency, will you be prepared?
Panicked residents forming long lines throughout the day.
We're here at a supermarket in Toledo. You can see the shelves empty where water once was.
To stay safe and healthy during a crisis, you must have access to safe, clean water. Water which will not be available at your local grocery store.
There's a mad dash on right now to stock up on supplies.
The ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system is a must-have for every modern, independently minded household. Protect your family's safety during an emergency. Go to InfoWarsStore.com today to purchase your ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system or call 1-888-253-3139.
You've heard about the essential qualities of iodine when it comes to your well-being, and you've read the opinions of top experts regarding this good member of the halogen family. Still, reports indicate that iodine is absent in sufficient amounts from the daily lives of countless people worldwide. Now, our extra-strength new nascent iodine formula is here, Survival Shield X2, leading the way into the next generation of super high-quality nascent iodine. InfoWars Life Survival Shield X2 is derived from 200+ million-year-old salt solutions found more than 7,000 feet below the Earth's surface. The result is a unique nascent iodine that is both concentrated and free of unwanted additives, genetically modified ingredients, and completely vegan. We even pre-screen our Survival Shield X2 iodine for radiation. Pure, clean, and sourced from deep within the Earth, X2 nascent iodine is available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com, or call 1-888-253-3139.
In the near future.
When you realize how fake it all is, the football, the basketball.
Alert. Security alert. This is Homeland Security. Analysis. InfoWars building independent media operations.
You let the worst people get control and tell us that we are the ones responsible.
Prime directive. Discredit Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
A popular conspiracy theory talk show called InfoWars.
Alex Jones is now in an Austin jail.
These people are assaulting us.
Targeting of patriots engaged.
They are never going to stop. They're never going to deviate from their program until we stop them.
Block free iPhone app at Infowars.com. Block free podcast and video feed. Imperative. Destroy Prison Planet TV.
You gotta set your eye on the enemy, not worry about what propaganda they put out. Intellectually, it's begun and you can feel it.
From the Infowars.com studios, it's Alex Jones.
I've always likened the war on terror's hyping of al-Qaeda terrorists to be like great white sharks. An extremely rare attack, most of it provocateur, most of it staged, most of it manufactured. But now they have created the mother of all jihadi wonderlands in Syria and Iraq and turned over this area and oil fields with weapons to al-Qaeda to bring down the Middle East in flames. And then our government that armed them is now acting like it's going to bomb them. That's mainly because the public got upset about ISIS and said, don't attack Syria last year. Don't aid al-Qaeda in taking over Syria. So they changed the name to ISIS. And still the public is saying, we want them taken out. We were taught to hate al-Qaeda. We were taught how bad they were. We know ISIS is al-Qaeda. So the warmongering nature of the United States is now, in a way, being put to good. Because if you've got some just big, giant ogre creature that goes around attacking its enemies, occasionally a blind hog could find acorns. Broken clocks are right twice a day. The problem is the same evil government will direct our military and probably bomb innocent people or probably go after targets that aren't even al-Qaeda. So there's no way, and I understand Lew Rockwell's perspective, to actually do any good, because the intent of the people controlling our civilization is bad, and they will always take our good intentions and twist them into something else. Here's an example. You've got hundreds of trillions of dollars of derivatives that our government has signed us onto that are not our debts. Most of it for foreign banks. Most of the banker bailout money over the years, trillions, has gone to private individuals. Has gone to people like John Corzine, the former head of Goldman Sachs. There are huge crimes being committed. There are major banks caught laundering drug money that don't get in trouble. There are all sorts of government-controlled prostitution rings of underage people that continue to get exposed. Major government groups caught shipping in heroin, cocaine. It goes on and on and on. Even Time Magazine admits that derivatives are the #1 threat to the global economy. Major governments, there's more than 15 of them, with nuclear weapons, are the #1 threat to life on this planet, not asteroids. Asteroids that destroy civilizations may come around every few 100,000 years, they think. Do you really think that we're going to have nuclear weapons for hundreds of thousands of years and not use them? There's Daily Finance, 1.2 quadrillion derivatives market, dwarfs world GDP. That's from 2010. It's now, I keep saying 1.5 quadrille. That's a number from 2011. I looked it up last week. It's 2.1 estimated by the UN itself. 2.1 quadrillion. That's 2,000 trillion. 2,100 trillion. But who's counting? 100 trillion here, 100 trillion there. Dropping the bucket. Remember, as George Herbert Walker Bush said, billion here, billion there. Pretty soon you're talking about money. Now it's trillion here, trillion there. This is Zimbabwe, folks. This is Weimar Republic, but it's got nuclear weapons backing it up, so everyone keeps taking it and keeps accepting it. I'm not trying to come on the air and be alarmist. I personally am having a lot of anxiety. I personally am upset about where civilization's going. I personally want to have grandkids. I have children. I personally like life. I personally like wildlife. I personally like this planet. I personally have goodwill. And with all of this stuff going on with Ukraine and Syria and Iraq, and even NBC News admitting Obamacare is hitting and crippling small businesses, it was written to do that. Obamacare's bill for small businesses, big bucks, fewer jobs. That's what it does. So while all this is going on, I was on the elliptical for 45 minutes this morning, flipping around ESPN, CNN, Fox, NBC. I was looking at everything, because I can't look at these teleprompter readers too long without getting seriously nauseous. And all they were talking about was this. Ray Rice cut by Baltimore Ravens after video of elevator punch. And this was, you know, in my video box yesterday. I saw the story Sunday. I saw it Monday, and I just didn't cover it yesterday because the story itself is a diversion, is a distraction. But once it becomes a diversion and a distraction, then we can talk about it and still get some good out of it, because we can hijack a diversion and show people what a diversion is and show people how mind control takes place. Ray Rice. Now, they're obviously drunk. They're at a casino. She charges up to him. He punches her. It's thuggish. He acts like he doesn't care when he drags her out. It looks terrible. But he's already been adjudicated. She said, leave us alone. That's their business. I've never hit a woman, ever. I have pushed them off of me when they do just what she did. I mean, I think almost every girlfriend I've ever had at one point or another jumps on me or something, or follows you out the door clawing at your hair or whatever. I mean, I've never turned around and knocked them upside the head. But I've come close. And any man that admits that or says that, oh my gosh, the worst thing in the world is to hit a woman. Really? How about it's to use drugs and gamble away all your money or leave your kids? Or how about abusing your kids? No, that's a lot worse. And again, these guys that beat up women just out of the blue, they're horrible cowards. They're scum. It's terrible. I've never hit a woman. I've pushed women off of me. But when a woman attacks a man, it's no big deal. It's no big issue. But that's not what I'm getting to here. I'm not defending the gangster culture, the thug culture in the NFL that is undoubtedly going on. The dog fighting, it's one reason I can't stand it. And if they just played football games and that was over, it's all the tabloid stuff around it about the players and what they do. And just living here in Austin for 20-something years, having to be around the UT football players and the arrogance and how they think they're gods and just the whole thing. So I have my own disgust with it. But it is fundamentally sick. While trillions are being stolen, borders are wide open, they routinely find graves of 50 people, 100, 200, 300 on the Texas-Mexico border, a lot of them little kids, murdered, raped, killed by the Mexican drug cartels and coyotes. And Robert Rodriguez makes movies where he claims white people in cowboy hats like Don Johnson are doing it. No, that's not who's murdering people that paid their money to get shipped into the U.S. and for whatever reason got killed. Because a rival coyote brought them through. So to send an example, the cartel will kill men, women, and children. I want the killing of the men, women, and children to stop. And I sure don't like Robert Rodriguez, part of the Mexican mafia wannabe group, making movies blaming white people for it. Hey, take some responsibility for the drug culture that's glamorized by the Hispanic rap and the Hispanic Tejano and the Hispanic country music. Take responsibility for that. Just like white people need to take responsibility for the degenerate Klan and decry it. But instead, when you got black gangster racism, go hunt down white people, it's cute and funny in the media, and the media won't say it's black racism. Or when you've got Hispanic crazy level racism, it's all supposedly kosher and condoned. See, it's all how it's presented. But then everybody's jealous of these football players making $10 million a year. Everybody's, the fans, the jock sniffers, the weirdos that run around the alumni buying vehicles and apartments for the football players. All of you people really don't like the ball players. It's all part of this sick narcissistic society to go be part of it and have the boxes and be around it. It's just totally empty and mindless. But then there's always the sacrificial lamb. Oh my gosh, this guy's girlfriend jumped on him and he punched her. What do you expect somebody in the top 0.1% of best athletes, probably juiced out of his mind on 10 steroids, drunk, and somebody jumps on him, and he's going to reflex, pop him upside the head? That's why the police didn't throw the book at him, because she jumped on him and because they were drunk. And so it wasn't premeditated. He wasn't somebody out there walking in front and beating up mama in front of the kids who deserves to be thrown in prison. But again, I'm not defending what happened. It's terrible. The issue is how the media gets to get real upset and the players get to come out and go, why, this whole thing is just terrible. When it's a gladiatorial event where the average former NFL football player lives to 56. They're brain damaged. All their organs are bruised and blown out. Their joints are blown out. And let me tell you, I've run into and known a lot growing up in Dallas and then in Austin, a lot of former Dallas Cowboys and the rest of them. And let me tell you, there's nothing sadder than most of these former professional athletes, even if they've got $20 million in the bank, because they're so narcissistic that they're not stars anymore and they're not cool anymore. And they don't get to be the and the other players don't kiss up to them anymore, that they're shattered men. That's what happens to narcissists. What about your kids? What about your family? What about the community? Who cares about football? If it was just go watch a ball game, whatever, that would be it. All the men I know, even they know what's going on. They want to sit there on their iPhone with fantasy football. They're arguing with people, and I just want to slap them. Our whole world is going down. Worldwide tyranny is taking place. 2 different CDC whistleblowers have gone public. One of them's now winning in court.